Hello people, Carlito here once again. This morning I am stuffed because I had my fill of balloons, and I'm going to show you guys, this time with a video, what I did with my balloon attack. It's only my third or fourth, maybe fifth balloon attack. I don't use them often at all, and probably only twice before since the upgrade to level 6. So I'm not an expert with them, but you know, I'll try my hand at anything just to see if there's any fun to be had. I do like pecker attacks. That's my typical morning, start to my morning I should say. I like to cook my level 3 peckers and just destroy someone's base, just because I can. It's a lot of fun. But I'll try balloons and we will see how we get on. So I'm targeting the air defences, you know, first, and they're in perfect positions for me to get to nice and easily. So this is probably going to be a very easy attack, 3-star type territory. One of the things that I didn't do on this attack was have enough ground troops. So if you noticed, I did kind of struggle having to take out the king, because I just didn't have enough ground troops. I know there's a clan castle up at the top which I didn't trigger, just in case it's full of archers, and I want to get through a lot of the base, and yet it's full of archers. I wanted to get through a lot of the base before I let those guys out, because they can really do damage to balloons. So it's probably a very even fight in terms of my ground troops versus their ground troops. In fact, I didn't have enough, so the goblins actually smacked me down. And yeah, they killed all my ground troops. So I'm now trying to kill the archers with my balloons. But luckily, I've done enough damage to the base. There's no more defences left, so the balloons just dropped a bomb or two on the archers, and that was the end of that. So 53 seconds. It's now time to let the goblins fly. So fly my pretties, or my uglies. They are quite ugly goblins, aren't they, with the red cock eyes. So I've released them, I brought them in this battle. The last time I did a balloon fight I didn't use goblins, and I ended up not having enough time to actually get to the gold, but this time I probably don't even need the goblins. The balloons are so powerful that they are taking out everything literally with a couple of bomb drops. So maybe not the 3-star that I was talking about, but that's just a matter of time. If I'd have released troops sooner rather than later, I probably would have 3-starred. Oh, actually, 7, 6, 5, 4. This is going to be close. This is going to be real close. 100%. Wow. There you go, 3 stars. I'm quite happy with that. I think balloons are not my favourite, but I'd say maybe my second or third favourite troop to use. I still love just the raw power of the peckers. So here's the second fight. I didn't need all my balloons in that one, and this one's more difficult, not in terms of actual base. You know, the base is easy and I don't need balloons at all for this base. I could have taken everything with just my standard farming army and not even needed to use all of those. But from a balloon perspective, that air defense right in the center is going to be difficult to get to. There's lots of other defences that will distract, or rather attract, the balloons before they get to the middle. So it's probably going to stay up for a long time, which means it's going to do, you know, damage to my balloons. So I'm going to take out the outlying edge structures with my ground troops, just because I want to make sure they're gone, so that when I get near the centre of the base, you know, where the actual gold is, there's nothing to distract the ground troops, because I don't want them to take out barracks while there's a big gold storage there waiting to be hammered. Release the final balloons. Again, you know, this is overkill. Totally don't need to do this at all, but I can. I've got them there to be used, so let's use them. As I said, you know, the air defense is just happily sitting there firing away and killing those balloons, and if that wasn't there, this would have been a much easier fight. So this is a good example of why an air defense, even a low level one, is you know, should be centrally located, because if it's on the edge I will take it out, or people will take it out just as I did on the previous video, and then you'll get overrun by the balloons. Whereas in this case, even though it's, I think, a lower level base in terms of walls and in terms of defense structures, it was actually harder for someone from an air attack perspective to do the damage, because that air defense stayed up for the whole fight and limited the I suppose the damage that the balloons could do. So now this is a case of just getting to the gold. I do have a fair amount of troops actually that I didn't want to use, because I'm now in farming mode, so it's all about efficiencies. It's about the lowest number of troops to get the highest amount of loot. So I've released my king, because I'd rather, you know, put my king to sleep for a little bit than waste 20 or so barbarians and archers. Now, I made a little bit of a misjudgment. I thought the cannon was going to die, and it hasn't. So the king's getting cannonballs in his face, and he doesn't like that. So he's probably going to go to sleep for about an hour, which is fine. I don't use him that often anyway. But I thought it would have just been a case of him walking through that wall and taking the gold on his own. But as it turns out, the cannon was still alive and, you know, kept shooting him in the face. So there we have it, another balloon victory. And yeah, I think overall I'm quite happy with the way that went. So maybe I'll do balloons again in the future. The king's asleep, so he can't salute you, but we will try for a Tesla salute. There you go. See you soon. Bye for now.